What is up, everybody? On today's Unbiased Hard Take, I have a good episode for you guys today, and it's going to be one you guys need to hear because it's going to be a lot of unpopular opinions, and I might hurt some feelings here because we're going to talk about the Fever being better without Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin Clark possibly overrated, and the Bengals are flat out cooked because Joe Burrow with that offensive line is now out for 3 months. So we're going to start with Caitlin Clark and the role of the Indiana Fever because in a season in WNBA that is about 40 games long, Caitlin Clark played 13 games. The Fever had a winning record, had a better playoff seed than they had last year at the 6th seed, got past round 1 of the playoffs without her, won the WNBA Commissioner's Cup, which is essentially the NBA Cup of the WNBA, without her, and her statistics went down. She averaged less points per game at 16.5, less rebounds at 5 rebounds, and shot 36.7% from the field in her 13 games, which is also worse from last season. So in a season last year where she won Rookie of the Year, did get the Fever to the playoffs, but the last seed, not the 6th seed, and lost in round 1 of the playoffs. This season without her, and they didn't win the Commissioner's Cup last year, they win the Commissioner's Cup. They get to the playoffs with a better seeding, with a winning record without her, and they make it to round 2 of the WNBA playoffs without her. Take LeBron away from the Lakers, they're all horrible. Take away Josh Allen from the Bills, they'll probably be horrible. They definitely won't be as good. Any sport, you take away the best player on a team, the team is not supposed to get better. Peyton Manning, the season years ago when he missed with the Colts, Curtis Painter came in and they were abysmal, got Andrew Luck. So, why is it that her statistics go down? So the analytics nerds have to admit that, give the stats to you right there, and the team did better in multiple winning statistics. It wasn't like a fluke series, no. They won the Commissioner's Cup, made the playoffs without her, got a decent seed without her, winning record without her, passed round 1 without her against a higher seeded team. We'll see what happens in round 2 here of the WNBA playoffs, but if they win this, Caitlin Clark's flat out overrated. We have to admit that right now, that she could very well be a very overhyped player right now. She's getting fined $200, getting made fun of on the internet for that fine, for criticizing refs in a game that, mind you, she's not playing. Imagine that. She's showing up to other sporting events, getting attention with her little friends, laughing, tee-hee-hee-hee with her friends, smiling to the camera. Didn't seem too hurt there. That's all I'm saying. Hanging out with Taylor Swift at Chiefs games in the past, maybe turning into a bit of a diva. Endorsement deals out the yin yang, so she's got her money. She ain't worried about that $200 fine with that Gatorade Nike endorsement. Just got that new, I forget the trademark she has, the new brand she has. So she's more worried about herself than the team. That's all I'm saying. Maybe turning into a bit of a diva here, and it may turn her into an overrated player. She's a great talent, done a lot of great things for the WNBA. I've seen her in person. She's the real deal when she's on the court. But availability is the best ability. Same thing with Kawhi Leonard. No different here. She's got to watch herself, or she could turn into the female version of Kawhi Leonard. And with that, more somber news, because we have the Bengals to talk about as well, and we're already to a point of 5 backup quarterbacks tomorrow, and a point to where tomorrow we're literally looking with the Bengals at starting Jake Browning, Carson Wentz is starting for the Vikings, the Commanders are starting their backup quarterback. I mean, it's a lot of backup quarterbacks tomorrow, and we're only in week 3 of the season. And for the Bengals, who play in one of the hardest divisions in the NFL with the Steelers and Ravens, we're looking at the Bengals season already possibly being over because Joe Burrow has been announced to be out for 3 months with turf toe. And they have one of the worst offensive lines in the league. He's essentially turning into Andrew Luck. He's getting the crap beat out of him, all these injuries. One of the greatest quarterbacks in the league, easily. The only one in the AFC to beat Mahomes. But again, availability is the best ability. He's been hurt multiple times now. And we're looking at a team last season that only won 9 games, and he went out there and threw for 4,918 yards, 43 tutties, 9 interceptions, and 108.5 passer rating last season. Played the best of any quarterback all season last year. Didn't make the playoffs at 9 wins, and was still an MVP finalist. That is insane. That's insane. And I argue he could have been the MVP. Had a winning record, 9 wins, but still missed the playoffs. With that, and you have the same defense essentially, which has not looked very good so far, and you have no offensive line protection, and now you have Jake Browning. And some of your games within that 3-month span, here you go. Broncos, Lions, Packers, Bills, Ravens, Steelers, Jets. Whew. The Jets are the only one that looks winnable at this point. The Bengals could very well be looking at a top 10 draft pick because they cannot protect their franchise quarterback, and I do not understand it. You have one of the best quarterbacks, most expensive players in the NFL, and you cannot protect him. It's the most Bengals thing I've ever seen. Like I said, they should not have paid T. Higgins that money. They should have let him walk. Joe Burrow's going to make your wide receiver 2 automatically better no matter who it is. Draft a receiver. Give the T. Higgins money to your offensive line and prove it. But no, they didn't do that. They did the sexy thing. The best wide receiver duo in the league. No, most overrated wide receiver duo in the league. Jamar Chase is elite. He's the best receiver in football. But T. Higgins is injury prone also. He'll get hurt at some point this season too. I can guarantee it. He's the most overrated receiver in football. They gave a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 1 money. T. Higgins is not a wide receiver 1 on any NFL team. He's not. He's a barely over 1,000-yard guy if he can stay healthy. He's a good wide receiver 2, not a wide receiver 1. He feeds off of Jamar Chase's attention he gets from elite corners. That's all I'm saying. They did the sexy thing, paid the receivers, but should have got protection for Joe Burrow. But they didn't because it wouldn't have made headlines and it wouldn't have been sexy. That's all I'm saying. And now they're paying the price. They're going to fail this season. They're going to lose all these games I talked about and have a top 10 draft pick and be a laughingstock. And paying their high-paid quarterback to sit on the bench injured. And Jamar Chase is going to get unhappy because he isn't going to see the ball as much because it's Jake freaking Browning. Good luck with that against those teams I mentioned. Bengals season's done. They are cooked. And Joe Burrow, I feel bad for that man. They're not supporting him in any way. He could very well turn into the next Andrew Luck if the Bengals do not do something carefully here. Joe Burrow may want to look at possibly, in my opinion, getting out of Cincinnati. But until next time, that's all I got. Let's go Heat. Boiler up. And go Pack. Go, baby. We'll see what happens tomorrow in football. Can't wait. Packers got the Browns. It's a trap game. Don't let them trap games get you. As the NFL, anything can happen on any week. Until next time. That's all I got.